No charges for a former athletic director and vice principal accused of grooming students. After a 2-year-long investigation, the Attorney General's office says there isn't enough evidence to establish guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Attorney General Dana Nessel herself called the conduct described in this case reprehensible and concerning, but she will not bring charges against former Goodrich AD Dave Davis. Thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Meg McLeod.
And I'm David. In a TV5 investigation, we introduced you to a woman who says Davis preyed on her as a teen. Years later, she tells TV5's Rachel McCrary this determination by the AG is only a setback in her fight for justice.
The men need to be held accountable for their poor behavior and their abuse and, manipulation of women, especially young women.
Case dismissed. Even Attorney General Dana Nessel says the alleged conduct described in this case is reprehensible and concerning, but still announced last week that Dave Davis, a former Goodrich athletic director, wouldn't see charges after being accused of grooming and preying on students after graduation. Sagan Isham says she was one of his victims before he moved on to Goodrich.
At the time when everything happened at Atherton, I was promised by the Atherton School Board and superintendent and the police involved at the time that Davis would never work at another school or work with young women again. I was lied to.
In 2006, when Isham was just 17 years old, Davis was her Atherton High School basketball coach. That's when she says he took her and other players to a Pistons game, gave them alcohol, and claims he made an inappropriate proposition when they returned to Davis's house after the game.
Basically, I was in his basement and he put money down on the table and said, "If you want to take off your clothes, this is yours." And I was shocked and appalled, and I just remember running out of the house crying and going to a friend's house immediately.
After Isham told her father about the incident, Davis resigned and was hired at Goodrich High School. In 2019, Davis resigned from there after he was accused of grooming and soliciting students for nude photos. And that's when the AG got involved. But those charges have been thrown out, Nessel citing that there wasn't enough evidence to establish guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. A disappointing outcome for Isham.
Trying to find a way to take this anger that we have right now and turn it into good. And the only way we can really see that happening is trying to change some of the laws around this stuff, or the way that women come forward and the protections that they have.
Isham worries that the victims in this recent case had trouble speaking publicly about what happened.
And to those girls, I say that we have your back. You have an army of women behind you who support you, who believe you, and who want to see him brought to justice.
And we did reach out to the Attorney General about this case for an interview or more information, but at this time they denied an interview. In Flint, Rachel McCrary, WNEM TV5.